and I would be remiss if I didn't point out just how much fun it is to work with both Tom and Joan Lovely in the Senate. The North Shore is incredibly well served by both of them, and I know they would both tell you that anything we're able to do because of teamwork, and they're a great team for this region. So I wanted to recognize both of them, and also I am disappointed I'm going to be missing out on my teammate next session. John Keenan and I have been co-chairs of the Telecom, Utilities, and Energy Committee for the better part of the last couple of years. He has heard more about the challenges of small communities that he might have never have heard of before that I represent among the 52 communities that I represent. And I probably know a little bit more about the workings of the Salem Harbor Power Plant than I ever would have thought that I would know. But on energy issues and on so many other issues, John has been a great advocate for this community. And while I'm sure his shoes will be ably filled, he certainly will be missed up there. So thank you, John, for your service. When Tom McGee asked me to serve as the coordinated campaign chair, despite maybe a little bit of hesitance at the first, I knew I wanted to do it because this campaign is so important. This campaign's about building on the progress that we've made for the last 8 years. And while a lot has gone on over the last 8 years, I think it's important to remember, as Tom pointed out, the point that we were building from. In 2006, Massachusetts was struggling. We had a governor who was trying to use us as a prop in a presidential campaign to say that he was a red speck in a sea of blue here in Massachusetts, to try and tear Massachusetts down instead of building it back up. And we saw the real results of it in our communities. After 16 years of being told that we could cut our way to prosperity, that if we just gave tax breaks to special interests, if we cut funding to cities and towns, if we cut support for our schools, that somehow our economy would grow and things would get better. And we all know that wasn't the case. Just like Tom pointed out, we were 47th in the nation in job creation. And as Tom also pointed out, now we know Massachusetts is back in the leadership business again. We're first in the nation in clean energy, as John knows full well, creating 80,000 jobs in a new sector. And hey, by the way, Republican Charlie Baker, he still isn't even sure if climate change is happening. Yeah. Well, how can you be advocating for those 80,000 jobs and the families and the communities they support if you don't even know the science on the problem that they're trying to solve, right? We're first in the nation in healthcare coverage. We're first in the nation in student achievement. We're first in the nation in veteran services, and we talk about that a lot, but that has been nationally recognized as well. At a time where the federal bureaucracy has unfortunately not served those who serve us better and more than anyone could ever ask for, we here in Massachusetts have been a model of bringing together our services to try and make sure that those who serve our country don't have to fight a bureaucracy when they come back having fought for our freedoms abroad. So we have a lot to brag about. We have a record to build from, and we know that Massachusetts is headed in the right direction. We created tens of thousands of new jobs. We now have 3.4 million jobs in Massachusetts, more than we have ever had at any time in our history. Jobs are going up and the unemployment rate is coming down. And the Republicans, well, we're not really sure what they stand for, right? Because their candidate said a whole bunch of things in 2010, and now he's trying to say a whole bunch of other things here in 2014. In 2010, raising the minimum wage was a no-brainer negative. In 2014, well, hey, yeah, I'm kind of, sort of, maybe for it-ish, I guess. We don't know where they stand. Even from day to day, we don't know where they stand on issues. Republican Charlie Baker said the Hobby Lobby case doesn't matter. And then he heard, and I think rightfully so, from many candidates who are here and from women across the state and men across the state saying, yes, it does matter. One, we've got 2 Hobby Lobbies in Massachusetts, one in Holyoke and one in Seacon. He said that the women who work in those 2 companies, that their health care decisions should be left up to their bosses. We don't agree with that. Never mind the fact that under federal law, that self-insured companies would be able to take advantage of the loophole created by Hobby Lobby as well. So not only do they not know the issues, but they don't know where they stand on the issues. we all here know the issues. We know where we stand on the issues, and we have seen it in practice over the last 8 years. So what I'll be asking you, what Tom will be asking you, what I'm sure all of these candidates who are running for office will be asking you, is that we commit to begin working now. And I know it's tough. I know we're stretched a million different directions. I know if you're an activist and you're dedicated, you're getting called left and right now. But we need to begin to work now to make sure that on September 10th, not only are we ready to support our candidates, but we're ready to combat the millions of dollars that Charlie Baker and his allies have already committed to putting up on the airwaves. Tom and I and the party will be out everywhere we can between now and the primary and building up beyond it to make sure that we are correcting the record when the Republicans err, and they have found some time to err. But also we will be laying out that broader case for the progress that we've made over the last 8 years. So our ask of you is, yes, be involved with your candidates, but also be involved with us on our weekends of action. Reach out to your friends, to your family members, to your neighbors who might only vote in those presidential years. We can't have drop-off voters. Let's all remember that Scott Brown only got as many votes as John McCain and Sarah Palin got, right? We need to turn people up. That's on us as a party. That's what we can do. We can't have drop-off voters. We need to drop in on them and make sure that they show up on Election Day. We will do everything we can. We have incredible candidates across the board for every office, and I know we will be well represented after the primary. So I look forward to working with all of you to make sure they all have the support they need. So thank you all for all you have done. Thank you for all you will do, and I look forward to working with all of you to make sure that come November, we're celebrating another Democratic sweep here in Massachusetts. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.